If you are being abused and you are married, leave immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, for some reason, when we talk about reasons for divorce, when we talk about biblical reasons for divorce, we exclude abuse in all its forms, whether it be physical, emotional, mental. And I do not know why. I do not know why people who claim to be pastors and teachers and ministers of the gospel would say that abuse is not grounds for divorce. They reference a scripture that talks about sexual immorality. Well, let's just use our common sense here. What can be more immoral? What can be more immoral? What can be more immoral than abusing your partner? I do not understand why we exclude that when we talk about things. Yes, I know that some of the translations relate. Some of the translations may come from the root word porneia. We get pornography, but then we also are so quick to quote how husbands are supposed to love the church as Christ loved the church. He gave himself a willing sacrifice. Well, Christ was not abusive. Christ did not beat. Christ did not talk down to. He did not ridicule. If you are in a situation where you are not safe, you need to leave immediately. Then pray. You can pray while you're packing. You can pray while you're in the car. You can pray while you're trying to get somewhere safe. Get somewhere safe, then pray. God values your life. He values your health and your well being. He does not want you to stay in a situation where you are getting abused in any kind of way. There are people, unfortunately, and I mean this sincerely, people, unfortunately, who were saved, who were told to stay in an abusive relationship, who died. They died, they went to heaven, and they said, Lord, why? And God had to be honest with them and tell them, I didn't tell you to stay with that person. I didn't want this for you. I'm glad you're home with me now. I'm glad you're here with me now, but it was not my will for your spouse to kill you. That is not the God we serve. And too often, when we talk about the reasons for divorcing and we get into all these biblical debates and discussions, we leave out abuse. You get somewhere safe. And if you want to pray for your spouse, if you want to try and make it work and see and hope that that spouse gets help, male or female, that is on you. And I pray that the Lord be with you. But you make sure that you're safe. If there are children involved, you make sure the children are safe. Physical violence is not to be tolerated. Neither is emotional, sexual violence. It's not to be tolerated. In fact, in the Old Testament, any type of sexual violence, period, was always met with the punishment of death. Just, okay, no, we got to kill that guy. Go kill him. That was the law. And now we're not under the law anymore. We're under grace, of course. So that just means we're not going to kill that person. That's all that means in this situation. That person will not be immediately executed for the physical violence that they displayed against their spouse. If you're dating somebody and they seem to be a little bit, and you worried about your safety and there's any type of abuse, stop dating that person. It is not the Lord's will for anyone to be abused. Please like and please repost and share this message because I don't know how, as a Christian community, it is not being spoken of enough about, but it really needs to be. God cares about your safety and your health. Get as far away from that situation as you can. get the healing you need, then pray. Then pray for that person to get saved and convert and forgive that person. Obviously, forgive. Forgiveness is important. But be safe first. Your safety matters. You can't pray for somebody if you're dead. Bottom line. Be blessed.